This is the second Knowledge Organiser for Year 8 Theta. Read your Knowledge Organiser before you watch this video and then go on attempt questions from the Knowledge Organiser. There should also be work set on MathsWatch that can support your learning or have extra retrieval for you to complete. So this Knowledge Organiser builds on what we did previously in terms of this, and it is again writing fractions as decimals. However, this time how we're going to do it is we're going to convert the denominator, which is the bottom number of the fraction, into a multiple of 10, 100 or 1000, and then turn our fraction into a decimal that way. So if we have a look at this decimal here, we've got 20 out of 50. There's two ways we can do this. We can make the denominator out of 100 by multiplying by 2. And that would give us the numerator as 40, and then what we can do is we can turn that into 0.40. Of course, that's the same as writing 0.4. The other way we could do it is, if we have a look at 20 over 50, is we can divide the bottom by 5. And if we divide the top by 5, the numerator by 5, what you get is 4 out of 10. And again, 4/10 is 0.4. Thing to be aware of while you're doing this is whatever you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator. So if you times the denominator by a number, you times the numerator by it. If you divide the denominator by a number, you divide the numerator by a number. The other thing that you're going to be asked to do is to be able to write a decimal as a fraction and then simplify it or give it in its simplest form. So if we have a look at here, we've got 0.4. The 4 is in the tenths column. So that is the same as saying 4/10. What you then do is you look at your numerator and your denominator and you say, right, what's the biggest number that goes into 4 and 10? In this case, it is 2. So I divide the top and the bottom by 2, and that gives us 2/5. For this question here, there is 3 digits. So we're going to, if you imagine that's tenths, that's hundredths, this would be thousandths. So we're going to write this as a fraction of thousands. So you get 142 over 1000. You then look at the top and the bottom and you say, what's the biggest number that I can see that goes into these? Biggest number would be 2, so you divide the top and the bottom by 2 and you get 71 over 500. You have a look at this and you say, right, there's no more numbers that can go into 71 or 500, so therefore, and they've got to be the same for both 71 and 500, so you leave here your fractions in its simplest form. Thing to be aware of, in both of these questions I've divided by 2, it may not be that you just simply divide by 2. You might need more than one step. In both of these I've simplified it straight away. That might not be the case. So what I would like you to do is use these 2 examples to go on and complete your exercise on the back of your Knowledge Organiser, and then you can go on and use MathsWatch to support you in that.